What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Necked Out Podcast. This is your host, Usica.
What's good, everybody? This is Beast.
I'm joined by my lovely co-host, as always, Beast.
Oh,
How you doing today, dog?
I'm doing good, bro.
Doing good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
I'm doing good. Ready. Kind of ready for the podcast.
Yeah?
I kind of have some curveballs that I
We-
want to throw at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This will be interesting. Good, because I didn't really have an agenda for it today.
Yeah,
it was just
yeah.
kind of like... And I think those are the fun conversations where we don't really have anything planned.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
just kind of goes however it goes.
Yeah, definitely.
I gotta say,
Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry.
What's up?
It's really fucking hot.
It
like
is hot,
today was
Yeah.
fucking hot, bro. I think I woke up at around 7
Yeah.
to get to go out and run, and even at 7 I could already feel the fucking heat.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, shit.
The sun was like, fucking grab
The
yourself.
sun said, fuck your...
Yeah, it's because we're right around the corner of summer.
Yeah. Well, I think technically, when does summer actually start?
I think the 10th, something like that.
Let me pull it up.
I saw somebody post online that we were like a week away or something.
That we're already a week
Yeah.
away from summer?
Yeah, and that was a while ago. So I think it is the 10th. I may be wrong, but I remember remembering the 10th because I fucking hate the summer, dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just the heat is unbearable, especially being big. Like
That is true.
it's and I have a problem. I don't know if it's a problem, but I could be sitting down doing absolutely nothing. But if it is hot up in this bitch, I will be
You're
sweating, dog.
Yep.
And
Bro.
that fucking blows.
Bro, I go through the same shit. Like, here's an interesting story. Not an interesting story, but something that's unusual about something happened to me when I was younger.
Oh.
So this is when I was like, I think 15 or 16.
Yeah.
And
Wait. Hit me with like a little sound effect before you get into your story. Hit me.
oh, that's right, guys. We have we upped our budget a little bit. I don't know if I have the appropriate. Well, whatever. But guess what? It's story time.
Hey.
So, let's get into a quick little story, boys and girls. So, when I was like 15 or something, I was still playing soccer. I was mainly doing that. I wasn't really doing any like weightlifting or anything.
Yeah.
But I did want to start getting into it. And so at that age, I think I was trying like different. I was starting to do research on proteins and all that shit. And so I found this thing called creatine. And so creatine was like, I forgot. I think it's supposed to like withhold more water in your body.
Is it?
Something like that. I think so.
I thought creatine helped you like build more muscle or something.
I think so, but it does that by storing more
does
water
it?
in your muscles.
Keeping it
yeah.
more full. So when you get that pump,
you stay pumped a little longer. And so me being the very, excited young boy that I was about building muscle and shit, I got excited, so I bought some. And so me naturally, I also sweat easily.
Yeah.
I've always been a heavy sweater. And so I started taking creatine, and then I noticed that this was when I was still playing soccer, so I was on a soccer team. And so I noticed that some of my teammates would sweat from their armpits. And I thought that was kind of weird, like for some reason. I thought it was unusual. I wasn't making fun of them, but I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And then and I would never sweat from my armpits. And then when I started taking creatine and then I stopped, I started sweating from my armpits. I had never sweat from my armpits prior to that.
weird.
And now, as an adult, I still sweat from my armpits.
Wow.
So it's kind of weird.
Yeah. I remember when one time there was a wrestling teacher who was at Marshall, but I know we didn't have wrestling, but he came from a wrestling background. And he came up to me concerned. He was like, yo, you good? And because my shirt was like drenched. It was like we had, it was like, what was that thing? It's not free period, but like when you work out and lift weights for the football team. Conditioning. We were doing like some conditioning. So we were lifting weights or whatever. And then, did you ever go to the second gym at Marshall?
The second gym?
Yeah. So there's where the heavyweights were that the football players use. And then if you walk down, there was like another gym where they had like bicycles and they had like actual like weights.
No, they didn't let the soccer team go in there.
No,
No, they didn't
I
like
don't
us.
even know how I saw it, but I was there one day, and I was pedaling on the bike, and then that guy came up to me. He's like, "Yo, you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. Why?" And he's like, you're drenched in sweat." He's like, like sweating that bad probably probably means you're
Yeah,
dehydrated. And then it was weird because I remember I was drinking a lot of water during that time.
Uh-huh.
And then that's when I knew. I was like, no, my body is fucked up. That's what it is. It's not that I'm dehydrated.
Uh-huh.
It's that I just sweat profusely, no matter
Okay.
what.
I see.
So
Yeah.
that's why, and that is how my hatred towards summer started to build. Sweating during summer.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks for me too. I mean, I like summer because I like wearing shorts.
Yeah.
I like wearing
I
shorts.
love shorts.
I'm a shorts man for sure.
I threw my jeans out one time, like all my pants out. I said
Really?
I refuse to wear pants ever.
I think I knew you when I first knew you.
Yeah, I think
you were
was
still
around
in that
time.
phase. You were
Yeah,
in that like I never wear pants.
Yeah.
And
Well, it wasn't really a phase. I just I threw everything away, so it was like a permanent type of thing.
It was a complete
I
lifestyle change.
renounce the pants, bro.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing you, and I was like, and there would be times
Yeah.
where we would like meet up, and it would be cold as fuck, and you
Yeah,
would show up in
yeah,
shorts, and I was
yeah,
like, is this
so-
man fucking insane or what?
Yeah. I know.
It's weird. But yeah, summer is an interesting time. It sucks. I mean, summer is fine if you live near the beach.
Yeah.
Where the weather it'll be sunny, but it'll be
Like the
the temperature will be cool, you know?
And
You
there's
don't
wind.
Yeah,
the
but if
breeze.
you like if you live out in the desert or in the valley, summer
Yeah.
is a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
It's not fun to be in.
Yeah, and I know our summers aren't that bad compared to like if you live in Arizona or if
Yeah.
you live in Nevada, like those summers are fun. You cannot not have AC type
There-
of deal.
There are, I don't know if it's Australia or it's like some country out in I think out in the Middle East, like
Yeah.
Qatar or some shit like that.
Okay.
And their temperatures reach like over close to like 120 degrees.
No way.
Yeah,
bro.
it's fucking blazing hot. And I think I know. I think I found this out because that country Qatar was gonna. I don't know if they still are, but is gonna be the host for the 2022 World Cup. And so the thing there was controversy around that
Yeah.
because
So hot.
it's so fucking hot, and you
Yeah.
gotta have people working there, and apparently people were dying because they were
Oh.
overworked and they were
Yeah.
dehydrated, and it was just way too hot to be working.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know, that shit was fucking crazy when I
Yeah.
found out about that. But yeah, it gets really fucking hot all over the world, and I feel like this year, and I think even last year, I don't know when exactly I started to notice it, but I definitely noticed this year and last year that the hotter days have come in a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Like earlier than
Yeah.
when it's actually supposed to
Heck yeah,
start.
bro.
Like it'll
Our-
be February or March,
Yeah.
and it's already fucking hot.
Yeah, I feel like from my 26 years of living life, I've noticed that the weather has changed as far as when it arrives.
Yeah.
I remember when, like, in December and, like, November, October, November, December, it was actually cold, like, throughout that whole time.
Yeah.
And then I remember, like, when it was summer, it was, like, as soon as it hit June or, like, May.
sweaty
Yeah, like,
balls.
June, it was, like, boom, summer's
Yeah.
here. And yeah, dog. So I remember that. Now it just feels like everything has, like, either sped up or slowed down, that we're catching it in different months now.
Yeah.
It's not the same anymore.
And the worst part is that when it's hot, like for people who are listening and don't live in LA, we are very spoiled with our weather because we're so used to having really good weather.
Yeah.
But over the last couple of years, it's been like I think I was in college still, maybe 2014. But if you were, let's say you had an opening shift, right?
Yeah.
Or you had to do something in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
you had to take like 2 sets of clothes because in the morning it was
yeah.
cold as fuck.
Yeah.
But then you had to have backup clothes like a shirt
Yeah.
or something because in the afternoon it was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
And so that was fucking annoying. And it's still kind of like that, except in the morning I've noticed it's not too cold anymore. It only gets cold like at 2-3 in the morning when obviously nobody is fucking out.
Have you seen the people that, like, love summer? Like, people that just can't wait for summer to happen and all that stuff. Do you think their body temperature is a lot colder, like naturally? Because I don't understand why
That's a good
why
question.
you would love summer so much.
Yeah.
Like it's cool, the beach thing is cool. Like I get that part, but then you're at the beach, and what's at the beach? The sun is hitting you, the
Yeah.
water is there. So do you think their bodies are like more colder?
I think it's possible, but at the same time, I feel like scientifically, our bodies are all kind of hover around the same temperature. So I don't think they should be,
Yeah.
be colder than anybody
yeah.
else here.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't know. I think maybe I think the people that do like summer are the people that go to the beach.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I can't think of any other place. Maybe like in the Midwest where it gets hot, or like in Texas. Like if you live,
Have you ever been to Texas?
I have been to Texas.
No way.
It's fucking. Have you never been to Texas?
Never, bro.
Texas is dope.
I've never left California.
Are you fucking serious?
Except to go to El Salvador. Other than that,
Okay.
I've never gone anywhere
So
else.
did you go to El Salvador when the temperature was hot, or was it cold?
When it was hot over there?
Yeah, when it was hot over there.
Yeah, yeah. I've only been there when it's hot.
So Texas is that just all the time, pretty much.
Humid.
It's very humid. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's hot. It's humid. It's fucking disgusting. Like
Yeah.
the weather is. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the weather.
Yeah.
But Texas is. I've been to Texas twice. I went once as like a 14-year-old, 15-year-old, so I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it too much. And then I went last year, actually. I went last year with my parents, and that was cool. But I wish I had gotten more days off.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to explore Texas.
I hear that Texas is like a lot of people are moving to Texas.
Yeah, I think part of that might be
Due to the housing.
I think the housing. Yeah, dude, because I was looking up some homes out there. You can get like a 4-bedroom
Yeah.
for like around 200,000, maybe like even 180,000. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, and that's
That
just
is
because
crazy.
like it's Texas. You have to think of the location, the weather.
Yeah.
It's also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's a predominantly red state, so Republican state.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not trying to say that Republicans drive down the price of it,
Yeah.
but you know, if you're a Hispanic
Yeah.
or black or Asian or whatever, and you move down there, you know, there are still a lot of like fairly older like white people, and
Yeah.
I mean, there's racists everywhere.
Yeah.
That might be a reason why. I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
literally talking out loud. I might be
Yeah.
completely wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, Texas is dope. And this last time that I went for a 15 that I didn't even know who the person was.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where my parents are like, "Hey, you know, we should go to Texas." I was like, all right.
He's just
it's
kidding.
fine."
He knew who you were. Just in case you're listening to this.
No, I really didn't. I didn't
Damn,
know.
bro.
I'm not trying to
Yeah.
be like. It's just we have a lot of family. We have a
Yeah.
lot of cousins. Our cousins have cousins, and like
Yeah,
we get
yeah.
invited to their shit, and it all just adds up. And so we went, and as soon as we landed, as soon as we got out of the fucking airport, oh my gosh, the humidity just fucking
Yeah.
slapped me in the face. And it was funny because we stayed with my uncle, and my uncle's a fucking, oh my god, he's a fucking machine, bro. So my uncle, he likes to drink a lot. So we immediately got picked up from the airport and went to like this little house party thing.
Nice.
We started drinking, right?
Yeah.
We started eating.
Okay.
We went back to the house. We didn't get back to the house until like, I think he had worked that morning at like 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. So he had already been up all day. And so we get to the place, we eat, we hang out for a little bit. It's like 12 or something. So we're like, hey, we got to go. Like, let's go back to the place because
Yeah.
we're tired and blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. And then my uncle's like, hey, do you guys want to go fishing?
Wow.
And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like midnight. It's
Yeah.
almost 1 a.m, dog. What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, let's go fishing. And I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I'm going to go home and sleep. So me and my parents go home and sleep. And my uncle goes, all right, fuck you guys. And I'm going to go fishing with my homies.
Yeah.
So then these idiots, they go and they get a cooler and they put a bunch of beers in the cooler and they go to like a river or lake,
Yeah,
some shit
yeah.
like that. So they go to fish. And then I guess one of them was supposed to keep an eye on the cooler. And they didn't notice that the tide started coming in. So once they saw the tide start coming in, they're like, oh fuck, let's get out of here,
Yeah.
and they forgot the fucking cooler.
That
So the
sucks,
fucking
bro.
tide came
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
The
yeah.
tide came in and fucking took the cooler into the fucking ocean. So by the time they remembered to get the cooler,
Yeah.
like the fucking little cooler was just hanging out in the in the
No,
middle
bro.
of the fucking river, dog.
Did
Just
they get?
doo-doo.
Oh, did they
No,
go
they just
get it
left.
after? They
Nah,
just
fuck,
left
they
it.
just left it, bro. They're like, fuck, it's gone.
It's gone, bro.
So it's gone, and then so he comes back, and he gets back at like 6 a.m., bro. So
Yeah.
he's pulled an all nighter, literally all day. He's been awake, and so he gets home, and when he's getting home, we're waking up,
Yeah.
and so we had other plans to do. We were gonna be up early anyway,
Yeah.
and so he gets up, he gets there, and he's like, "Fuck, what do you guys want to do?" I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, go get some sleep." He's like, "No, we're good, let's go." And so he's like, "All right, you guys go and get ready, and I'm just taking a nap." So and this man came home shirtless,
Yeah.
no shoes,
Oh, okay.
and so he forgot his keys. So he was banging on his own fucking door. So we had to go
Yeah.
open the door for him. So he comes in stumbling and shit, probably still drunk.
Heck
So
yeah,
he's
bro.
like, "All right, I'm gonna take a nap." So he takes a nap for like 45 minutes.
No way.
45
He wasn't
minutes.
out.
No, bro, he
No.
was. He was out. Like as soon as he laid down, he started
Yeah.
snoring. But like 45 minutes later, we're like, "All right, Theo, we're ready." He goes, "Okay, let's go." So this man got up again, bro, and he probably went 36 hours without
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" So Texas is crazy. There's a lot of shit to do out there, but and during the time that we went, I don't know if you remember, but I think we went during hurricane season.
Oh, for real?
So there was a hurricane that was sweeping through, I think,
It was
like the
passing-
Gulf
Yeah.
of Mexico,
Okay.
and it was kind of passing through, and
Yeah.
I think it did touch land a little bit into Texas.
Yeah.
So we were a little scared, like, oh shit, we might have to bail
Yeah.
if shit gets crazy. But luckily, like nothing really happened. It did rain a little bit, but that was it.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go visit Texas
Mhm.
because it's crazy. You know how like our parents came from, and this is like, I'm trying to get somewhere with this, but not with this statement that I'm about to say.
Mhm.
You know, our parents, I've always thought of this. Our parents came and then landed in LA, right?
Right.
They're here and then they stayed here for years trying to give us a better life. And then the country that we live in has so many states. Like, do we now, as like the first generation here, like go and explore and say, yo, you know what? Well, maybe it's time to go down to Texas.
Yeah.
Or why do we have to feel like we need to stay in California? So
Right.
that's why I kind of want to go see how Texas is and see how like other states are.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like Cali, bro. There's nothing like a Cali. And I know it sounds stupid me saying it because I haven't gone anywhere else.
Yeah.
But I just feel like the culture here and all that stuff is like amazing.
It's because, yeah, bro, there's something about California that it's just different. I think, honestly, I love California, but I did have these conversations with my girl that, you know, we're not completely opposed to moving out of state.
Yeah.
So, like, it's an option for us. We'd have to obviously go and visit places and
Yeah.
have something lined up already for us to be there, like whatever kind of work we're gonna do. But there is something about California, bro. It's just because we just have everything, bro. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to go very far to go to the beach. You don't have to go very far to go hiking into the mountains. You don't have
That's
to go
true.
very far to go to the desert to like Joshua Tree. Like
Yeah.
it's all here. And so, but then that kind of at the same time it's boring because like we've seen it all for the most part. You know, at least
Yeah.
people who have lived here most of their lives, we've seen it all. We know what the fuck is here. Like it's funny whenever I have like friends that come out of state,
Yeah.
like they're like, oh, let's go to the fucking Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking stupid? Why the fuck do you want to go waste your time there? Like, I'm just like, what the
That's
fuck? My
jokes,
parents,
bro.
anytime family
Yeah.
from out of state comes, they always take them to the Hollywood Walk of Fame
Yeah.
and the observatory. The observatory is pretty dope though.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I feel like that's
it's cool.
not a lot of people get taken there.
Yeah.
Or they take them to San Pedro to fucking eat
That's with it.
fish
though.
and shit.
That's
Yeah,
actually
San
with it.
Pedro's
San
actually-
Pedro, like
yeah.
I think if I were visiting here
Yeah.
and y'all took me to San Pedro, I'd be like, "This." Have you ever been there at night?
No.
You've never been to San Pedro
I've
at
only
night?
been there during the day to eat, like,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that's it.
I've been there to eat too, and then one day,
Uh huh.
it's an old story, hella old story. My ex girlfriend at the time took us, or her mom took us to like San Pedro,
Uh huh.
and it was a no brainer. Like, I'm like, you taking us like to San Pedro, and we're gonna eat shrimp?
Yeah.
No question, let's go. And but it was later on, and then so we saw like when it started to get darker and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and they turn up. Like they actually turn up. Like you know how it's kind of open, so
Yeah.
they're serving like beers to everybody.
No way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What
They're
the
people
fuck?
are drinking, and there's even like a host, like a host amping everybody up. Well, at least the time I went,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was trying to get people to like to drink, like to and all this stuff. Like, it
Wait, was he
really-
going around pouring shots into people?
Yeah,
or-
yeah, and then
Oh, shit.
he was also giving out like flowers to like girls to see who was the best
Aw.
dancer. Like he was the host of the night, and everybody was watching this while
Uh-huh.
we were eating shrimp. But
Oh, you were eating shrimp.
I would for sure. That's why whenever I want to visit like a place, I want to say, yo, fuck all the tourist area.
Mm-hmm.
Find me somebody here that like actually lives here and take me to like the day-to-day life of China.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go see like the monument. Like, okay, let's see the monumental stuff because we're here.
Yeah.
But I want to see like show me the stuff that like nobody sees. Like, what's your day-to-day? Like, show me the back alleys type of thing.
Ah, I see.
Like, I want to have a true experience of what somebody that actually lives in that place goes by. So like us, like you're saying, the Hollywood that would be like, wow, that's so like touristy, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Don't bother.
you're not gonna see nothing special.
You're not gonna see
You
any
see a
celebrity.
bunch of stars on the fucking floor that
Yeah.
everybody's walking on. That's just,
That so many
Yeah.
people piss on.
and then like it's like, what do you do when you see it? Are you amazed like that the name is there? Like,
you just take a picture and that's it.
nah, heck no, bro. We gotta like I would be like, all right, we have to take you to Avenue 26.
I was just about to say that shit.
I think that's a must.
Yeah, and I don't people that are listening, I'm actually vegetarian. I don't eat
Yeah.
meat anymore. But when I did, Avenue 26 was
Yeah.
fucking fire. It was a spot, bro.
Yeah. It's funny because Edson was the one that showed it to us.
You know who he got it from?
Who?
He got it from us,
No
from
way.
me, because when I was younger, when I was still playing soccer, we actually had. So it was my team,
Yeah.
which was like the 15, 16-year-olds. We had a little kids team.
Mm-hmm.
We had a women's team, which was like all the moms.
Yeah.
So all the moms from the players on the same team
Mm-hmm.
had their own team, and then we had a dad's team.
Oh.
So
damn.
we were at the park from
Yeah.
like 2 p.m. until like
Yeah.
7 p.m. when the last game was over.
Wow.
And after that, we'd be like, "Yo, let's hit up Avenue 26."
No way.
So
It's been
Edson-
there for that long.
It's been there for a long time,
No
bro. When I
way.
was like 16, so this was like over 10 years ago. It's been there ever since,
Bro, that's crazy.
and that's how we ended up going there.
Was
I
it
went a couple
always
times.
that big?
To be honest, I don't remember it being that big. I think it got bigger over time.
Yeah.
I
Every
think-
time you go, you're gonna see like 100 people.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's a given.
like minimum
it's packed.
type of stuff.
It's packed.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's almost like if you're walking down like downtown LA
yeah.
pre-coronavirus when like
Yeah.
it's a Saturday, Friday night and there's a gang of people walking.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is, just in a condensed area.
I've seen. I think the setup is dope. Like the experience is dope because right when you hit that cut, you got like little things like trinkets around the side.
Yeah.
Like, you got the esquite on one side. You
Yeah.
got some like dope desserts on another, and then you see like the mother lode of all taco stands
Yeah.
you're ever gonna see. So I've been to Avenue 26 enough times that I've been there when it's packed, like to another level,
Mhm.
and then I've been there when that packed wave has just left, and then you have that little window before everybody else is like deciding to come to Avenue 26.
Oh shit.
So then I'll like go and then I'll like order my shit and I'll be the first one there, and I'm like, yo, hit me with like 3 of each, three off the top. And then because I see nobody else in line and I kill those real quick, I'm like, nah,
Seconds.
I have to.
Let's go.
When's the next time this is gonna happen? So yeah, I would take people to Avenue 26. Definitely down. You got to take them down Branshaw.
Really?
Yeah, I would. I feel like
To scare them?
No, not to
To
scare
threaten
them.
them?
No, just to show them, man. Like,
You should kick them outside of the kick them out of the car and be like, go fucking. This is the real LA experience. Go get in the fight with somebody.
oh man.
Round one.
Oh,
Boom, let's go. Boom, boom, boom.
No,
Go fight that bum.
You know,
No,
it's
that's fucked
crazy
up.
that they're taking off that the mall, right? You said or something.
Yeah. I heard about that. But dude, look, here are my thoughts about it. Places like this, like, I might be ignorant. I might be I am talking out of my ass.
Yeah.
But places like that get brought down because people don't go there anymore.
Yeah.
They don't shop there. That place isn't making revenue.
Yeah.
And so they see no reason. They can't keep up with,
Yeah.
you know, like they still got to pay their lease or whatever for what, however much it costs for them to operate there. Or it could also be that the owners of the building or whatever the fuck, they just like increase the lease by a shit ton.
You know what it is though? I think I know what it is.
What it is.
This is the thing. If you, and I don't know if I'm stupid. Like, this may sound stupid because I don't know malls like that. But have you ever been to the Grove?
Yes.
Okay, there's kind of like an experience that's going on when you go to the Grove. Like, you could walk through the streets, technically, where that train goes by. There's a water fountain. There's a bunch of like little restaurants. It's like more open. And I feel like the Crenshaw Mall is literally like all boxed in. There's no like big open area like where the sky's open where you could just walk through and like see little different restaurants here and there. Everything's a bit closed. Same thing with the Glendale Galleria. Like across the street from it is the Americana.
Yep.
And that's the dope experience.
Yeah. Damn, bro. You bring up a good point. Because I have heard that, oh, like malls are dead and whatever. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I just think that the mall experience is being changed.
Yeah.
Because if more places were like the Americana, in the Americana, you literally have apartments in the Americana.
That's true.
And then you have your stores down there, and then you have places to eat.
Yeah.
You have, you know, that little, like that fountain and like that little grassy area.
Yeah. And you have music playing.
Yeah, like, and so they've almost like taken the mall experience and turned it into more of like, you're actually out in the city. You're in like a neighborhood. It doesn't feel like a mall.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why people are so drawn to the Americana as opposed to the Galleria and the Crenshaw Mall.
I've never been. I think I've only been to those three malls, to be honest.
Have you been to? Have you been to the Eagle Rock? Eagle Rock Mall? No.
No.
Okay. Have you been?
I've literally only been to those three malls. Well, four. I've been to the Americana, the Galleria, the Grove, and Crenshaw Mall.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't have a lot of experience in malls.
I don't have a lot of experience, but there's a big difference. Like what you're saying, the experience is very true.
Yeah.
Like, I love walking down the Americana at night when there's music playing, and then you see like the weirdos on the train. Would you ever take the train? Like, just to take? I wouldn't.
Nah.
No.
I'd rather walk.
Yeah. I don't understand what the train is for, really, because it's not that big.
I think it's only you're talking about the one at the Americana, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just the allure, the attraction of like, oh look, and we have a train.
Yeah.
I think maybe during the holiday season, maybe it's a little bit more like in character, I guess. It's a lot more fun. You can ride the train. It doesn't take you anywhere. It just takes you around. But I feel like the train is maybe a little extra. It's not necessary. It doesn't need to be there.
All right. But how much time do we got left? Because I want to get back to the actual.
Like 30 more minutes.
All right, cool. So I kind of want to get back to the initial thing that I wanted to talk about from the beginning. I know we kind of segue into like, the American Mall. I don't know how we got here, but we're here. But now I'm taking it back to the beginning. So I figured that one of the things that a lot of people listening to this don't know is like us per se. They don't know the things we do or the things we like.
Yeah.
Some people may do, and then thank you for knowing us, and you're probably one of our close friends. We
love you,
and we have mutual friends together.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a great opportunity so people can get to know Usica in this episode.
Mm.
Just a little bit more, some things, some
Okay.
things that people don't know.
Ah.
One of the things, one of the things that I think it's a given that we have to talk about
Okay.
is the music.
All right.
It's a given since I've met you. I've always seen you with the laptop. I've always when we were doing BSing around with Germs and Larry or
Oh
something.
yeah, at the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
always
Always cooking,
working,
bro.
Always working. So that's a given. Like I think we need to talk about that. So
Yeah.
just in case if people don't know.
Um. So the whole music thing actually was not on purpose. It was so I got my very early roots of music
Yeah.
can be traced back to my sister because when my sister was living with us, she would play a lot of Foo Fighters, The Offspring, Green Day, System of a
Yeah.
Down, like all these bands. And so that's what I was listening to. And so early on, that's where I got my love for music was through rock music, metal music. And so
Any
I
Spanish
started
rock? Any Spanish rock?
a little bit of that too. And
Yeah.
that was mainly because of my dad. So my dad would
okay.
play like Maná, like
Yeah.
Tren Azul.
Yeah,
That song's a banger.
yeah.
And so I would listen to that kind of music, and I started to just gravitate towards Green Day for some reason.
Yeah.
And so I turned into like this little punk rocker kid. Like
Yeah.
I would fucking wear my Green Day shirt and like wear a
No
fucking tie.
way.
That
No
yeah, it was just
way,
I was
bro.
really trying to fucking rep that I was a punk rock kid.
Wow, no way.
Yeah, bro. And so I think one time I actually let my girlfriend at the time like put eyeliner on me.
Wow, this man was for real.
But she fucking sucked and that shit got in my
Yeah.
eye and it started burning. I
Wow.
don't know. She didn't do it right.
Yeah.
And so I was with the shits, bro. And so
Yeah, that's really what the shit.
so that's where it started, and then I eventually like a lot of other young kids, they want to like
Yeah.
play in a rock band and shit and blah blah blah. So I actually convinced my parents to get me a guitar. So I actually started learning how to play the guitar, but I wasn't classically trained, so I didn't know how to read notes. So I learned how to read guitar tabs. You know what those are, right?
Yeah.
So it's a different system of how to read notes and how to play along, right? And so I just started playing all my favorite Green Day songs, my favorite System of a Down songs, blah blah blah. And then so I take all and this I started when I was like 12. Yeah. So then I'm playing through like middle school kind of. I get into high school and then I take music classes at Marshall with Miss
Boyd?
Bakari and
Bakari?
and Mr. Finn. Shout out Mr. Finn.
Yeah.
And so he and then that's where it just grew even more. Like I just started to really love it. I started playing all the time, and then I got recruited, quote unquote, to play in the band to compete in the Battle of the Bands.
Hey.
And but it was funny because they already had two guitar players, and they're like, "Hey, can you just play bass?"
Yeah.
And to me,
Slap at a bass.
slap at the bass. And to me, playing the bass, you know, no disrespect to anybody who's playing the bass, but for a guitar player at that time, playing the bass was just playing a much bigger guitar with less strings.
Yeah.
So for me, I kind of already had the skill set of, you know, positioning my hands on the fretboard and blah, blah, blah. The only thing I did need to learn how to do was how to play with two fingers instead of a pick. I could have used a pick, but I did want to learn how to do that. And so I played in the band, and then we competed in the competition, and we made it all the way to the Greek Theater, to the finals, and we ended up getting second place. Damn. So the prize for first and second place was that you got to go to Capitol Records, and you got to record like 2 original songs.
Who was do you remember the people that took it?
Yeah.
Was it the brothers with
the Pozos?
It was the brothers with long hair?
Yeah, but this is a plot twist. They actually broke the rules because they had actually gotten first place.
Yeah.
Then this other band, I forgot what the name of the band was, but they were like a metal band.
Yeah.
And they got second place, and then my band got third place. So we were actually not technically winners.
Yeah.
But the Pozos brothers, they actually broke the rules, and they didn't perform original songs. They performed cover songs.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they were seniors.
Yeah,
and they probably just didn't give a fuck, so they got disqualified.
Were you a senior then or no?
No, I was I want to say a sophomore or a junior. Okay. Yeah, I think I was a junior. And so then they get disqualified. So by way of disqualification, the
Yeah.
second place goes first and third place goes to
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
And so
You know what? I think I was there
really, you were
Yeah.
there at that show?
at that show. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
then
my
so then
first one because I remember the brothers that were. I was like, yo, these dudes are pretty good.
they're dope. They're
Yeah.
legit. They're legit for sure. And then actually, fun fact: Flea was actually from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He was actually a judge.
No way.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was dope. I was like, what?
I competed for the thing too.
Really?
Yeah.
You were in that competition?
No, not that one. Not that.
Oh,
one.
a different one.
A different one. Like, I think like the year after or something.
Oh, okay.
Or 2 years after, I finally competed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was interesting.
It's
'Cause
fun.
The band that I actually played with actually won.
Oh, that's right.
And they went to record
Yeah.
and everything.
Damn.
Yeah,
You got kicked out, bro.
I didn't get kicked out. I pulled out.
You what?
I pulled out.
Oh, you pulled out?
Yeah, my pull-out skills were
Your
on
pull-out
point.
skills were fucking on
Sadly, or apparently
That's
not
what
on
she
point.
Took me a while to find that one.
Hit that one more time. No, hit that one more time.
That's what she said.
Hey, that is what she said though. Yeah.
So you got kicked out, right?
No, I didn't get kicked out. I pulled out. I actually.
You got kicked out, bro. You got no, right. So you pulled out.
Yeah, I pulled out. I wanted to play Bulls on Parade. Like,
Oh,
that
from
was
Rage?
I was like, bro, we gotta play it. And Bakari said nah. Bakari said hell nah because of what like the lyrics say.
Oh my gosh.
But I think it would have been
Yeah.
dope if we would have still done
Just
it.
like fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck. This is
Yeah.
exactly what Rage Against the Machine
Yeah,
stands
yeah,
for. Is fuck
exactly.
the system, bro.
And I always think about how we should have pulled the trigger on just doing it. We did. I forgot what song we did, bro.
It was trash, or
No, it was a good. It's like a classic old song. But anyways, yeah, I pulled out, and then they continued to go on without me, and they ended up winning.
oh, I'm sorry. Well,
It's all good. But back to you. Back to the
so the competition. So we end up getting second place, right?
yeah.
And so we get to go to Capitol Records, and it's the day of the thing, and I'm fucking super excited. I'm stoked because I'm going into a professional recording studio to
Yeah.
record these songs, and I actually still have the songs that we recorded. I have to look for them, and so we go, and I like as soon as I get in there, I just fall in love. I just fall in love with like all the technology, like seeing the engineers and all that stuff. And like, they're like, all right, guys, go into the room. You guys are going to have your own space. So plug in, hear
Yeah.
your headphones. I can hear everybody, even though we're in separate rooms.
Damn.
And so like, once I saw that, I just fell in love, bro.
Yeah.
It was just dope. It was almost like fulfilling that, like, not childhood, but like that
Yeah.
dream that I had, just in a different way. Obviously, I wasn't touring, but that was as close to that dream that I had gotten to at that point. And so after that whole session wrapped up, that session for me was when I realized that I wanted to do something in music, and maybe not necessarily playing in a band,
Yeah.
but I just wanted to be involved in the creation of music. And that's where I start, like in college. I think no, this was still in high school. In high school, I started messing around with like music production because
Yeah.
it was literally just like a moment. I had no intentions of doing it. I just, one day I was like, I think I was listening to like a Pitbull song.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how do people make these songs? Like what do they use, or what do they do to make these songs? And it was literally just that. Like, I just had this thought, and I went on Google and I looked up music production software.
That's good.
And then so that's why I stumbled upon FL Studio, which is what I use.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. That's how
That's
I got
dope.
here. So that was my musical journey.
Yeah, so definitely Usica is into music on another level. This man knows. Sometimes I like test this man, and a song will be playing, and then I'll just say, "Yo, what song is this?" And then he'll
Most of the
likely,
time.
yeah, most of the
Most
time
of the
he'll
time.
know. So it's not just that like you kind of, like I said, I think I said this before. You're like pretty broad on the music spectrum. Like, it's not just one genre of music that you're into or that you're like producing.
Yeah.
You're actually into a lot of stuff, right?
In terms of production, I mainly stick to like house music, R&B, and hip hop,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes pop. But in terms of what I like to listen to,
Yeah.
like, I'll go from listening to Anderson .Paak to System of a Down to Maná to fucking, I don't know, Usher.
I've heard you listen to some crazy ass heavy metal.
I
shit.
listen to a lot of heavy metal music.
Yeah.
I've listened to Trivium, Children of Bodom. A lot of you guys probably don't know who these bands
heck no,
are,
I don't.
but like, trust me, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm into all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
It's funny sometimes to think about that because like, if you go through my Spotify, I'm just all over the place. The only thing I don't really listen to is like country music.
Really?
And not that it's bad. It's just not my cup of tea per se.
Yeah.
But other than that, I listen to a lot of shit, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of shit,
Freaking-
and
I didn't appreciate heavy metal until I like went to school and started like seeing what it takes to play like metal. And,
it's fucking hard.
and how many notes they're actually hitting, and then what else is going on. Like sometimes they're doing a certain thing with their feet and they're keeping that. That's when my respect for metal like went to another level, and then I started listening to more of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always enjoyed it. Like I think I enjoy the energy of what the metal makes you feel.
Yeah, most metal music is like that. Hard rock, all of that is like, depending on how you like deconstruct the lyrics.
Yeah.
It could be sad or it could be happy. Most of the time, people don't know because the singer is usually screaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you look at the lyrics, like a lot of people, there are actually a lot of metal bands that are Christian.
Yeah.
So that trips me out, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so, but yeah, if you like, if you're an actual music head and you go and you start
raging for Jesus,
and bro, fuck. But if you go and you start to listen to like each individual instrument, like these motherfuckers are playing extremely fast, and they have to be accurate.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, metal music is interesting, and obviously like it brings that energy of like, it's like raw. It's a lot of the times I think a lot of teenagers find solace in that.
Yeah.
And they like it because they're angry.
Yeah.
To them, when they first hear it, it's like, oh fuck, like I want to break something, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like now, like all the little Uzis, the little pumps, all that stuff that, or what's
all the Lils.
who's the one that made Lucid Dreams?
I don't know, bro.
But people know what that song is, right?
I have a terrible thing with titles and names. I probably heard it though. I can't
remember
the song,
what it even
but
goes
I just
like.
can't. I don't remember the
But
names.
anyway, Lucid Dreams is like this, like kind of like emo type of song, and I feel like that is what the new wave of kids are into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of their metal music in a sense. But I'm also not very in tune with the metal community that much, so I don't know if there's a different movement like that going on. But anyway, yeah. So yes, my interest in music are very broad. They're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I think people have heard some of the stuff that you bring to the table. If you guys know our like mutual community, you guys have probably heard.
Yeah.
You work with artists like Larry Gonzalez, who's extremely busy. And if you saw our last episode, he gave us some airtime.
Yeah.
So shout out to Larry.
He's currently like 20 miles away.
Yeah, he's
from the studio
on another podcast or something. Also, you've worked with Ben. You've worked with who else have you worked with?
Evie. Evie is another people. Yeah. Gabe. I work with Gabe. And Hyro too. And here's the thing. I don't want to make this a
Baby
big Baby J. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Shout out Baby J, dog. I love you. We're gonna have you on the podcast.
I don't think he was actually here, bro.
Shit.
Like, was I there?
And but yeah, you like, and I don't want to make this whole podcast about me, but like once you start like working with different people, you start to develop different skill sets. You start to learn how to work with certain people. You start to see like, okay, this person writes this way or this person works this way. So you have to adapt. And if you're a producer and you want to be a producer, and if you want to be a producer for an artist, you have to remember that, because I am two different types of producers depending on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
If I'm working on Usica, just my stuff, my shit, I am in control of everything.
Yeah.
I don't run shit by anybody. I just, if I like it, I'm gonna put it out.
Yeah.
But when I'm working as Usica the producer, it's different, because Now my job is not to be the artist.
Yeah.
My job is to service the artist in a musical way where they feel that their vision is satisfied. So even
Yeah.
if I don't 100% agree with what it sounds like, I have to compromise
Yeah.
to help to make sure that they like what they hear. You know? So you learn all these different things, and you learn how to push people. You learn how to push people in the right way, where it's like you kind of have to be blunt with them and tell them, hey, this is cool, but it needs to be better.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not there. And so that now turns into like, okay, now you're not just a producer, you're also you're a producer in like a managerial sense,
Yeah.
where now you're trying to shape the artist, you're trying to mold them, not into maybe something that you want, but something that you want to help them develop their skills and be better.
I get that.
You know?
Yeah, I get
So
that.
so yeah, there are a lot of different
I
facets to it.
kind of run into that when I'm working on like design, and like someone is asking for, I want this certain thing, and then you kind of have to like point them to the right direction. Like they're trying to describe it as best as they can.
Yeah.
But then like you're saying, you understand the like actual technical side of things and musical, like all the experience that you come with, kind of helps them guide them through what they're trying to explain to you.
Yeah.
So you create great music that way.
So like in your case, it would be of like, okay, so they're trying to describe what they wanna make, right?
Yeah.
But because they have it in their head, they can't physically show you. So
Yeah.
you have to use your
Yeah.
skills and your knowledge to be like, okay, this is what I think they're talking about. Let me offer this suggestion. And I'm sure a lot of times they're like, yeah, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing in music. You have to be able to speak that language where you know kind of what they want to say, what they want to hear, and you have to think back, okay, they want something that's like romantic. So naturally you start thinking, okay, like pianos, you start thinking like R&B chords, and then you start crafting that, and then you present it to them, and then most of the time they're like, yeah, like that's a good place to start. You know,
That's
so
good. Yeah, I've heard the way you work, and you ask for certain artists like to send you their playlist of what they're trying to do and stuff like that. So that's good, man. I feel like people need to hear this, because I don't know when we're gonna be able to capture and pick your brain on these things. But I think it's dope to give a good insight on what you do and what's your main thing. Just like how you're also branching out.
yeah.
You're doing your film stuff.
Yeah, so that's another thing that I think all this stuff just naturally turns into something else, and I'm always like kind of trying to see what new things I can do, and one of those things has actually been film scoring. So for those of you that don't know what film scoring is, it's basically all the original music that you hear in the movie in the background. So it's like all the orchestra stuff, and maybe that's not necessarily the composer making it, but it's the composer playing the instruments, but it's the composer telling the orchestra, hey, these are the notes that I want you guys to play. I want you to play them this fast, and blah, 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 blah. So that's another thing that I'm trying to get into amongst a billion other projects that I always have.
I do have another question.
Hit me.
When you are, because I've heard when you're like working on that techno stuff,
Yeah.
and like when it's
Hold on. Correction.
what is it?
It's house music.
House music.
You know, piss a lot of people out.
For real?
No, a lot of people are anal about that.
No way.
A lot of people don't like it being called techno because technically techno is its own subgenre of electronic music.
Wow.
Yeah. So
wait, so there's electronic music, techno music, or is electronic music the whole umbrella?
So electronic music, or EDM, is the entire umbrella.
Oh,
So it's the same thing with like rock. In rock, you have punk, you have jazz, funk, all that shit. You know. So rock is the main defining category. So EDM is that defining category for electronic music. So in my case, I do more like electro house. That's my specific genre. Yeah.
Well, then everybody that I've just offended, please forgive me.
I'm sorry.
Hit me with like some over there, dog, for this sad occasion.
For the sad occasion.
Yeah, or maybe.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
Oh,
I'm sorry you're such a little delicate flower.
Oh, damn.
This man. Damn. No, but okay, here's the question. Because when you're working on your house music, I see the way it's like vibing, and I hear like when you're putting stuff together.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in like a privileged position to like, because we're roommates, we get to like, I get to hear this like happening.
Yeah.
And then I see you throwing in your little spices, right?
Right.
And you're creating your shit. You're creating your fucking soup right there. Do you have to get into a different mood or do a different like focus when you're working on house or different genres, or how does that work? Because sometimes it's like I'm like passing by real quick and you're doing a banger, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's like fire. And I'm like, yo, this shit is fucking dope.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should interrupt this man and tell him, or if I should just like leave him be.
No, it's all good, man. No, it's so it varies for different people, but for me, I have learned, or at least I have learned this about myself,
Yeah.
that it's very easy for me to just turn it on. So if I, like in the morning, right, I usually get up to go run.
Yo.
So when I get up in the morning, I'm tired for like maybe, or sleepy, and I still want to go back to sleep for like maybe the first 5 to 10 minutes. But after that, like I switch it on and I'm like, okay, it's fucking go time. It's time to go run. Stop being a bitch.
Yeah.
So when I go out and run, I'm focused on running.
Okay.
When I get back and it's time to like cool down and stuff, I'm focused on cooling down and winding down. So I know when to turn on different switches for certain things.
Okay.
It's like when it's time to be like have a serious conversation with somebody or with my parents or whatever, I'm serious. And so with music, it's kind of the same thing. Like, so I'll get back home from work, from my day job or whatever, and I'll go through my files or whatever, or see what needs to get finished. And if it's like an R&B track, I click into it, I hear what I have, and then I'm automatically in like, okay, cool, we're in R&B mode. Okay. We're trying to create for this. And so, yeah, for me, for other people, they do have to, I feel like some people do have to kind of have the entire day tailored to that. And then if something goes wrong in that day, like it ruins the rest of their day and it ruins their session. But for me, it's like if something bad happens at work, or if something personal bad happens, I shut it out. And it doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect like the time that I spend in the studio.
No, that's what it is.
So yeah.
Do you ever find yourself like working on your house music and then like out of nowhere being like, okay, let me put this away and I'm gonna just work on another genre? Or do you still like, if you just, or does that even ever happen to you? When you're working on one song, do you ever just be like, I'm gonna just leave it? And
that happens a lot of times. I'll be working on something and then I'll be like, all right, I've had enough of this. Or I'll get to the point where I'm not really going anywhere with it. I'm not progressing. Yeah. So instead of trying to force it, I kind of take a break for a little bit. And then I'll go and work on something else. But sometimes, and if you're an artist listening right now, this is important. There are a lot of people say, "Oh, you shouldn't force it. You shouldn't force it. Like, just take a break and walk away." And I kind of disagree with that, because sometimes you kind of have to not force it. Yeah. I don't think that's the right word to use, but you do need to adjust. I think that's a better word. Yeah. Because when you start to adjust, now you're looking at forcing implies that you're trying to go through the same lane and you're trying to force your way in. Yeah. And if it's not working, forcing your way in is not going to do anything. But I think if you get to a point where you find that you're getting frustrated, adjust, try to do something different to that song and find a different way around it. So that way you're not consistently like trying to punch through. So sometimes I will do that. Like if I get frustrated on something, I won't necessarily jump to a different project. Yeah. I'll kind of just stay there and kind of wait it out and try to adjust something different in the song. Like the problem might not be the chorus. The problem might be the verse, or my kick drum is shit. Yeah. So I need to change that. So I think people get frustrated and they just think like, I'm gonna quit, stop, and go do something else. And it's better to just adjust, because you never know when that small slight adjustment might be the thing that gives you the fucking like the light bulb goes off in your head. Yeah. You know? So but yeah, so that's just me in a nutshell. A lot of people who are listening might have seen me work. Most of you probably haven't, but it's not like I'm not a musical genius. A lot of people call me a musical genius, and I'm not trying to brag. That's just what people call me.
Mhm.
But I'm really not. I'm just somebody who is patient with music, who's careful with the music, and who pays attention to like little details. And
Yeah.
I am, to an extent, a people pleaser when it comes to music, because I want to make sure that whatever I create or whatever I'm associated with, that everybody enjoys it, because that's
Yeah.
the point of music, is you want to make it that so that everybody who's listening enjoys it and has a good time.
Yeah.
And that's what really drives me to make what I make.
That's
So,
what it, bro. I'm excited for some of the artists that you have lined up that you're gonna start working with or
oh
already
man,
working with. I can't wait to
yeah,
like hear more of that stuff. But I feel like if people are out there that are artists, I think this is a good conversation because you're getting like an insight of the producer and what they're going through.
yeah.
And two, if they are looking for a producer, I mean, they just heard
Holla.
how dedicated you are to this craft.
Yeah,
And a lot of people, you hear a lot of people that say, I want to do music or I want to do this and I want to do that. But many have not stand the width of time.
yeah,
Like it'll be like a phase thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And
But the person that I've always seen, and that's because from the beginning, that like from I saw you with your laptop, bro, while everybody else was playing around, you were just there. Now they ask, yo, what this man doing? And when you were with your headphones, they'd be like, oh, he's working.
I'm
And then,
cooking,
bro,
bro.
it's always been that way. So I
yeah.
think that's something dope that people need to hear. That I think there's something beautiful in dedication
Yeah.
and patience.
Yes.
I feel like and this is something that I kind of saw at a very young age, if you master patience, you're going to achieve anything.
Oh yeah.
Because there's something about people trying and trying and trying, and they may try that spurt that they do. They may go 0 to 100 and try like amazing, but if they can't withstand and be patient, then it was just like a nice little spurt. It was like a little firework that went off. It was exciting. It was a moment, and then you shelve it and you say, "Yeah, that was a period of time in my life."
Yeah.
But if you're patient with your goals and your things, I believe that the most dangerous man is a patient man. Because there is nothing that
Preach,
person
bro.
won't do. There's nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that has to do with patience. Is it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Before, so I seen how deadly patience could be. So that's why I wanted to like to kind of like bring this up so people could hear and like kind of get to know a little bit inside of Usica.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I appreciate that. I mean, and to just to finalize my segment.
Yeah.
I do want to piggyback off what you said in terms of patience, because I've been doing this for, I'd say, the better part, maybe a little over 10 years. And in that time, I have seen a minimal, very small amount of financial gain.
Yeah.
And I think that that's when you really start to see that you do it because you really love it. Because a lot of people will start out and they expect the money to just come.
Yeah.
And they get slapped in the face with reality, where it's like, no, it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't work that way. You have to pay your dues. You have to, And so for me, like, I might just be in that. Everyone's journey is different. My journey is taking me more than 10 years, but the fact that I'm so dedicated and so committed to it, and this is literally the only thing that I'm really fucking good at.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm good at is fucking making music.
Yeah.
Everything else I'm average at. I'm not a very smart. I don't consider myself a smart person academically. But I feel like I've just invested so much time into this, where it's like it's almost a letdown to everybody else that I've worked with, because then it's almost like I got this far and then I just gave up. And I am gonna be honest.
Yeah.
There have been times last year, this year, and like previous years where I really just wanted to give up. Like I didn't want to do it anymore. And not because I didn't love it anymore, but because I was just frustrated because the stuff that I was putting out just wasn't getting the attention that I wanted to get.
Yeah.
And I just started blaming, like, not other people, but just kind of looking at myself and being like, look, bro, you just don't have it. Like you peaked. you're done. Like that's as far as you're gonna get. Be happy with that, and if you want to keep doing it for the fun of it, then cool, keep doing it. But you're not gonna fucking live off of this. And so I have those thoughts a lot of the times, and I just try to suppress them because it doesn't do anything for me, you know. Because the ultimate goal, the ultimate vision is to be able to do this and like live off of it and be able to take care of myself, my family, my girlfriend, my kids, and you know. So yeah, anybody who's listening who's been an artist for a while, for more than like 5 years, knows what that feels like. And it's the worst feeling in the world, but you have to just kind of put those thoughts to the side and just keep on going. Just keep on going, and you will fucking get there. I haven't gotten there. I've seen some kind of success, some small accomplishments, and that to me is what matters and keeps me pushing forward. Yeah. So
that's dope, man. And that's
bro.
That's like I feel like that's like a value of life, like, because it doesn't just have to be your pursuit in your you know, in music or in arts and craft. Like it could be just like whatever business you're running or whatever it is that you're going. Like you hear a bunch of people say like one of the biggest things is like expanding, and why hasn't my business expanded yet, and all this stuff. And you obviously get hit with that, you know, the risk factor and all that stuff. So that's dope though, because I think these are because everybody, like you're saying, everybody that's been an artist for so long has hit those. But what's the difference between the people that keep running the race and the people that call it and shelf it? Yeah. So I think that's dope. I think it's man. I think that's good. And
I appreciate the people that do listen to what I make. And that was my spiel. Thank you.
Hey,
thank you very much.
That look kind of scared me.
So we have an intruder here.
Yeah.
Look, bro, do what you're gonna do and get your ass back in there. Come on, let's go.
I feel like this is the perfect segue to call this.
I wish we could, but I feel like he's working right now. We won't bother him on this one. He's been a special guest for a while, so he's already missed like more than like 90% of the podcast. We're at an hour already.
No, yeah. But
you mean like bring him in?
No, like call it like this is a good place to like.
Oh, a good place to call it.
Yeah,
I agree.
Now that she wants some attention,
but
don't worry, we're clocking out.
But we do want to do our outro with the door closed, with no external sounds coming in from the other room. We want to give the people a good outro, a well-deserved outro.
Thank you, sir. Yo,
sorry, we have a dog that bugs us a lot.
Yo, you think they were gonna hear that door creak?
I think so. I'll try to make sure that they do.
That's kind of funny, bro.
I'll try to put it in the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. We are working on other special guests to come on. We don't have an exact schedule of when they're gonna come on or who's gonna come on. If you guys want us to talk about a certain topic, shoot it in the DMs, comment on our Instagram. I just got that set up a couple days ago. We're going to try to be active on that as much as possible. Maybe we'll jump into Twitter. I don't know. It's a lot to handle for Twitter. Twitter is just a lot going on Twitter right now. In terms of like the protests and all that stuff.
I've never even stepped into Twitter.
Really?
Not once.
It's pretty fucking like savage.
Really?
Like people post like legit scenes from porn.
No way.
Yeah, and it doesn't get flagged.
What?
On Instagram it's super strict. Like you can barely show like I'm sure like you barely show nipples and like shit gets flagged. I'm not joking, dog. And so
Wait, so you're recommending me to go on Twitter because it's savage like that?
That's exactly what I'm telling you to do.
It's funny because we're the Necked Out podcast, and we probably should be on Twitter now that I know it's that necked out.
You know what? You know who else is kind of like that?
What?
I think
I just don't want to be like on Twitter, bro.
I feel like Barstool Sports is they. I think I've seen them post stuff on Twitter that is like, why the fuck are you guys posting this? Not in a bad way, but they just post Barstool Sports. They're basically like it's just a. Technically, I think they're a sports page on Instagram and Twitter and whatever. Mm-hmm. But I do think they post stuff that are just like viral videos.
Yeah.
So they do more than just like sports stuff. But yeah, dude, Twitter is fun. Yeah. And Twitter is interesting because Twitter is like a mixture of Facebook and Instagram because you get like you can do the whole text like communicate with people and post, but you can also share pictures and those things get circulated extremely quickly.
That's funny.
And on Twitter, I feel like a lot of memes are born. A lot of memes are born on Twitter.
It's crazy because for companies, I feel like Twitter has become their like spokesperson. It's like whatever messages they're gonna give out. Like on Instagram, you see like the post and then it's beautiful, whatever event they got going, and with something nice. But as far as like giving a message or whatever, it's like mostly Twitter. So if we ever have something important to say, like I don't know, something important to say about something, it
about
will
us,
communicate.
about our podcast?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't think about doing.
No. Let me tell you something. For those of you that aren't on Twitter, there are these. I gotta tip my hat off to the people that run the social media accounts for like Wendy's and Burger King.
No way.
Because they beef, dog. No pun intended. It is fucking hilarious. Let me see if I can find on Twitter.
Wait,
real
these
quick.
are actually like
these are the company accounts, verified accounts.
Wow.
And they just roast each other. So Wendy's has like they respond to tweets, and so
I want to see In-N-Out like beef it with Five Guys, and be.
I don't know if they would.
Y'all are a bunch of lames.
I'm gonna describe what's going on here.
Y'all are a bunch of expensive ass, copying red
lames.
And white ass. Can't be original ass.
So Burger King. Okay. So Burger King tweeted out this picture of the actual king, you know, the character of the king or whatever. And so he's holding up a sign in front of Wendy's.
No way.
And the sign says, "Roses are red, violets are blue, patties are round."
And right? So are you?
I don't know. That's all it says. And so for those people who don't get it, Wendy's has square patties.
I was jealous.
And so Wendy's retweeted that and captioned it, "Looked who dropped by to see what spicy nuggets were supposed to taste like."
Oh, dang, bro. I was jealous.
Oh, fuck. When I saw that, I was like, no fucking way. And then so they also have another one where the king, again, he's standing outside of a Wendy's. And he says, don't burn people just because you can't flame girl. And then Wendy's replies back, "Honestly expected better, but you're probably pretty used to hearing that."
Wow. Yo, that's real, bro.
Oh, shit. When they do this shit is fucking hilarious, bro. So they do that a lot. Like Wendy's does that. I think Subway does that too.
Sometimes.
I think Wendy's is the most savage Twitter account because they respond like that and they don't give a fuck. Obviously, I don't think like they respond with profanity or anything like that, but they roast the shit out of people, bro. It's fucking hilarious. So I feel like if the Necked Out podcast were to be on Twitter, I don't know what kind of Twitter we would be. Like, would we be the one that's like politically, well, obviously not politically correct, but like, would we be like the like semi-rated R Twitter page?
I feel like
we talk shit to people.
If I had to tweet something right now with the Necked Out podcast, I would put
these nuts.
Nah, I would put just.
Come on, dog.
Oh, I got it.
Come on, bro. The crickets are waiting.
Okay. My bad. Real quick. Just finished taking a shit while listening to the podcast. Make sure to check it out.
Damn, that would be so.
That'd be my first tweet.
Just finish taking the shit.
Yeah.
And take a picture of it. And fucking post it. You gotta do savage shit, bro. That's how you stand out.
Heck no, bro.
You swear people aren't gonna you don't think people are gonna repost that?
Bro, people would be traumatized. I would be traumatized if I seen somebody's shit, bro.
Okay, if
anybody ever dared post their shit on any sort of social media, bro, I'ma automatically block your ass because some shit is wrong with your wires upstairs, dog.
Stop being a Debbie Downer, bro.
No, there's no way, bro.
Okay, so look.
If someone actually has the nuts to post their shit, dog,
bro, you clearly have never been on Twitter. Well, obviously,
I've never been.
You admitted it.
And now that pushes me further away.
Let me tell you something about Twitter, bro. You will not see, like, maybe the only other place where you're gonna see nasty, like, just like unadulterated raw shit.
Yeah.
No pun intended, might be on like the dark web. that's how close Twitter is to like posting really graphic shit. And that's not to say that like Twitter posts like these. Well, okay, confession. One time I did see some really fucked up shit on Twitter, and so it was like, and this is how I know Twitter is like not regulated at all. Like, so it was this video of this.
Wait, is it gonna be like gory?
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Okay,
bro.
so I'm not gonna tell you.
But you already know. I'm like,
it's fucking gruesome.
That's
it's very
crazy,
fun. But point is like that video was up there and it was getting retweeted a lot.
You know what I thought was gruesome?
What?
And it probably was when that guy gets pushed into the little mud river and he's like Hispanic. He's like, no way. No way.
You fucking didn't, bro.
Bro,
you did not think that was gruesome.
Bro, when I first saw it, I was like,
bro.
I was like, this poor bastard.
Nah, bro. Bro, Beast, you have
it's because he hit he hit the trees on his way down, bro.
Bro, that
hit the things on his way down. I felt so bad. And then when he's coming out of the water, pinche puto, güey. Oh,
pinche pendejo, güey.
Bro,
fucking donkey ass motherfucker,
honestly, when
bro.
that video first came out, I was in shock. I was like, wow.
It's not.
This is up there in the gruesome level for me.
Trust me. Twitter is a billion times that.
Yeah.
In terms of what they post.
I think you should handle that then.
I think I might want to.
You have to handle that. I'll let you take care of that.
But we'll see what we do.
We'll see what we do, guys.
For sure, Instagram is up.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll be keeping you guys updated on like when our episodes come out on Apple Podcasts or whatever the fuck, or Google Podcasts. Right now, they are on Spotify. They are on other like these little smaller podcasting like hosting sites, but most people don't listen to that. So it's either like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and like Apple Podcasts. So when those are up there on those two, then we'll let you guys know. And but we'll also be releasing other episodes. We're not gonna wait for all of that to be all the episodes to be up on those platforms for you guys to get new episodes. So, god dang, what the hell was that?
Fireworks.
Sheesh. All right. Well,
I
think we could end it there.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's
all right.
call
Cool.
It, bro.
So, once again, thank you guys so much for listening. This is the Necked Out Podcast. I am your host, Usica.
This is Beast.
We will catch you guys next time.
And
Peace.
Not a feast.
It's not a feast. Bye.